down here and play around on the playground for almost 5 hours.
Kill the time.
Yeah. Until they pulled up and the driver, you know, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours early. They're in my nap time.
Probably, yeah.
I was trying to watch the,
Hey, Jay. Hey.
the girls softball finals.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah.
On TV?
Yeah. Well, college softball.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball's kind of boring with the guys, but the girls are out there, they're cheering each other on, they're having dance parties, and everybody's always smiling no matter what happens, you know? But it's funny, because boy,
Won the finals.
oh my goodness, they're just going into the regional finals right now. But Oklahoma's in there, Texas is in there.
College, right?
College, yeah. UCLA's in. My Ducks got beat last night. I couldn't stay up to watch them get beat either.
Oh, I think so.
Okay, well, why don't we get going here? It's just turned 7 o'clock here now, so we can kick things off. The fire exits are on the door down at the end of the hall to the right, and all the down at the end of the hall to the left, if you should need to. The AED is kitty corner to the entrance to the conference room. If you have cell phones or pages, please shut them off for the duration of the meeting. And I'll ask Cheryl to take the roll, please.
Neil Island. Here. Clark Mahaney.
Here.
Janine Cobb is ill tonight, she won't be here. Dave Welch.
Here.
Carrie Whipple. Here. Steve Rutherford.
Here.
Very good. And Janine, said she's sick or?
She's under the weather.
Huh?
Yeah. She's under the weather,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Can't really hear you that.
I know.
That's okay.
We
Just
can,
don't leave it at.
no, we can take them off now.
Okay, yeah, I know, but people get used to having them on. Actually, I think they might have maybe left a chance of getting sick over the winter. I haven't got to go winter long. Have a mask on, so maybe, who knows, right? Everybody get a copy of the minutes from the last meeting? Anyone have any changes or corrections to them? Or adjustments? If not, could I motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, take the roll, the roll.
Cindy Loveiler. Yes. Clark Mahaney. Dave Welch.
Yes,
Carrie Whipple. Yes. Steve Rutherford.
Yes.
very good. Make a comment that the public forum is open now for the duration of the meeting, so anybody in the public would like to have anything, would like to say something, please just go ahead and speak your piece. And we'll obviously skip the planning board, and we'll go into the fishery advisory board.
Yeah, well, last meeting I reported that it was a possibility of us to getting Atlantic salmon stocked in Sandy Creek. They were in fact stocked. So
Where did it happen?
they dropped them off at the boat launch right up at
So the public,
Sandy Creek
okay,
boat launch up there. The weather was also really, really bad, so we got the stocking of brown trout into the creek at the same time. I think there's between 20,000 and 28,000 brown trout stocked. We'll probably get more due to the Rome fish hatchery having zebra mussels in it now, and they've got to completely shut down the hatchery, disinfect it.
they got rid of all what they had on stock.
Yeah, but can't stock it in any waters unless that particular water has zebra mussels already in it. So we'll get a few more of them. And we got about 14,000 steelhead trout put in all at the same time.
Salmon, how many salmon do we have?
40,000
40,000.
Atlantics, yeah.
A lot of time.
And they keep telling us that it's not a makeup for us not getting any Chinook salmon, but hey.
You said the weather was bad, was
The weather was extremely choppy the day that
windy and choppy, okay.
stocked, and they couldn't stock off Hamlin Beach State Park where they normally do
Oh,
it.
okay. I see.
And the lake's gonna get its 180,000 or so lake trout stocked into it. We're not one of the locations this year, but they'll do all that stocking by barge at night offshore. We're still making inroads on our tourist adventures of getting all the tourism business lined up, and we've come a long way. City of Rochester is now in line pretty much with what we're doing. The county's in line with the city, so that all their websites and our websites are mashing
Or linked. Okay. That makes sense out here.
Yeah. And the next venue is to try to come up with monies to pay for advertising on Google and different search engines, so that when they type in salmon fishing, Monroe County comes right to the top.
Okay.
So we're working with that. ECM meeting has not taken place. It was canceled this week, and it'll be this next Wednesday. And it'll probably be the last meeting until September. They usually take a summer break of 3 months or 4.
Right. You report on that next time we get together.
So,
okay, very good. Thank you, Steve.
yep, that's it.
Town board clerk.
Okay, there was going to be a vote on local law amending the Town of Hamlin Town Code by amending the Town of Hamlin Code by adding Chapter 530 rental properties to Part 2 of the general legislation of the Town Code. That was tabled. There was a resolution to accept a new sign with Union Cemetery on Route 18. That's going to be a donation from a collaboration of the Hamlin Veterans Association and the Hamlin Lions Club, with approval rights granted to the Town of Hamlin board. And that was passed. There's also a resolution to surplus some items in the town highway department. There was a 2006 Chevy Silverado pickup truck, 1977 Homeline portable generator, 2 of them, 30 kilowatt military surplus generator, Chicago pneumatic jumping jack, 1,000 gallon portable water tank on frame, standard fuel station pumps, Miller Trailblazer welder generator, a power mold machine, boring machine, and that was passed. There was a resolution to enter into a 3-year term with Spectrum at the cost of $2,450 with $500 saving if done by the 28th for a separate line just of homes in Town Hall. It was reported that there's a dwindling demand for the vaccine, and they're looking into pop-up sites for the west side, and also working to get vaccine into doctor's offices, so that people might feel more comfortable going to their own doctor. Initial engineering for the sewer down to Lake is complete, and they're waiting for approvals and hoping to continue with bids this fall. Hamlin Ambulance had 80 calls, 135 year to date, and they had an open house this past Saturday from 11 to 4 p.m. at the ambulance building. The Department Fire District had 37 calls, 145 to date, 7 EMS calls, 42 year to date. And Hilton is still planning on having a carnival on July 14th through 17th. The Hamlin Fireman's exempt had a chicken barbecue on the 16th, so we're late for that.
Okay.
They're going to have a gun raffle later in September, and if you want any tickets, Jason has tickets.
They're doing a lobster big too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Gotta have that invited.
Two of them, actually, one in June and then the one in August.
Okay. Well, I know we're all signed up for the June one. You know about August. We'll be there again.
The one in August, I think, is the original.
What's that?
I believe the one in August is the original, where there's a twin.
Oh, okay.
Is that a single? So,
Stop.
There are questions about upcoming requirements for migrant housing. And the Apple Fest is canceled. They had a rabies clinic that went very well this year too. And Hamlin Morton Walker Fire District had 125 calls to date. And there was a question on the no parking sign for the apartment building down the road. It used to be the old IGA store.
Yeah.
The fire department, Gordon and Steve, so the fire department can declare that a fire lane and stop the parking. Down highway department is still cutting down trees. They're taking care of a tree over the history center. So you knew about that, I'm sure. And they planted 13 trees in the park. Roadside mowing has started. The building department issued 31 permits from 4/12/2001 to 5/10/2021. And the costs were $2,070, so the valuation of $166,867. The loan just permits have been closed, and they sent out 14 violation notices. And the Veterans and Lion Club should get a permit for no fee for the sign at the cemetery. The baseball season began that week. This was the week of May 10th. Lodge rentals are going well, and it's been rented for all weekends this month and in June. Camp registrations have started coming up, and they will have a maximum of 15 kids unless there's a change in the regulations. Hamlin history books have been ordered. The dump fee coming in went from $125 in 2020 to $412.50 for April 2021, and they're almost done with tax collections. And also, Steve Bott asked about he looked at the old Wheel Fest trailer and decided he'd like to have it declared junk. So there was a resolution that was passed to declare that junk, and that was the end of the game.
Very good. Thank you, Clark. Anything, Jason? Anything else, Jason?
Yeah, Wednesday night we have a public forum starting at 6 o'clock on cannabis, whether to opt in or opt out for allowing it. And then we had the zoning workshop here the other night. JP put on a presentation of like batteries and sizes of the batteries and requirements, and he had a copy of the NYSERDA law on that pertaining to what they require already, so we can kind of like mold our stuff off of that. He explained a couple of projects that he's been involved with and seen, like down by Mount Morris and whatnot, and how those projects have come along. Some changes that were made and whatnot, but it was primarily about battery sizes and letting us know as to what these companies might be looking for as far as storage of batteries. So, I mean, they can be pretty big.
Very good.
Yep.
Thanks, Chase. All right, let's see here. Cindy, zoning board?
Yeah, there was Douglas Clough of 512 Walker Road seeking relief from Town Code 520-27C, stating detached garage or barn must be behind the front main foundation. This is in the RVL zoning district. He is building a pole barn 40 feet by 56 feet. Public hearing was open, no one spoke. The public hearing was closed. Motion was made to grant the area variance. Second was an area variance for County Circuit of 986 Hamlin Center Road, seeking relief from Town Code 520-27C for a 9-foot side setback, and code requires 15 foot. He is building a 32 by 40 foot pole barn. This is in the RL zone district. Public hearing was open, no one spoke, and it was closed. A motion was made to grant the area variance. Third was the area variance for Gloria and Joe Zukowski of 500 Cook Road, seeking relief from the Town Code 520-41B 1A1 to have 6 chickens or less on 1 acre. This property is in the RVL zoning district. Public hearing was open, no one spoke. Public hearing was closed. A motion was made to grant the area variance, and the waste composting was discussed. Fourth was John and Mary Testa, or 5700 West Watoma Beach, seeking relief from Town Code 520-21C2C for a 0 front setback from existing rock embedment for a 20-foot long by 16-foot wide by 28-inch high floating deck. Code states the front setback is 35 feet from the water side. This property is in the SR zone, LWRP, Conservation Corridor Development Area, and floodplain. Monarch Landscaping is doing the work. They have an existing shed that they would like to enlarge and fix the old one. Cheryl asked if they could add it to the public hearing, so a motion was made to schedule a public hearing for them for June 21st. Mike and Sarah Lee of 2 Summer Haven Drive, seeking relief from Town Code 520-21C1A for a lot size of 0.93 acres. Code requires a minimum of 2 acres. Also seeking relief from Town Code 520-211B. They have a 100 foot. Code requires 150 foot. This is in the SR zoning district in LWRP. An additional area variance, they want to replace a fence 6 foot by 80 foot by 4 foot. Fence will be a picket fence. The old fence is 6 foot, will be replaced. They would like to build a house on this property late fall, early winter when lumber prices get better. A CHOP permit for fence is needed. A public hearing scheduled for June 21st. Chris Schleiter of 38 Lake Road, East Fork, seeking relief from Town Code 520-27C to add a garage to his property with a 5-foot north side setback. Code requires 15-foot side setback. This is in the R-CW zoning district in LWRP. There will be 4 area variances, 1 for a shed, 1 for a boathouse, 1 for an outhouse, and 1 for a something metal shed also on the property to get the property up to code. A public hearing was scheduled for June 21st. Sue Richards of 6330 Shore Acres Drive, seeking a CHOP permit to install a generator outdoors. This is in the SR zone, CHOP area, Conservation Corridor Development Area. This was accepted by Janine for compliance with the LWRP. A motion was made to grant the application for the CHOP permit. Scott Helfer and Scott Kleinman of 7096 Tucker Lane, seeking a CHOP permit to add a 14.18 rock wall revetment along the shoreline of Lake Ontario. Also, Scott Helper seeking a Seahawk permit to add an 8-foot wide by 88-foot long pile dock with a 12-foot by 24-foot section attached to the bulkhead along the shoreline. This property is in the Seahawk CCD floodplain and LWRP zone. A motion was made to combine both to be on one permit. Next was Karen Priziklik of 6440 Shore Acres Drive, seeking a CHA to place a 16-foot by 16-foot prefab shed on the west side of the property. This is going to be near the septic system, which in the near future will not be an issue with services coming. This property is in the CHA, CCD, floodplain, and LWRP. A motion was made to accept the CHA permit. Added was the town will not be responsible for the structure that sits on the leach lines. Next was Dean Brightly of 1668 Redmond Road, seeking relief of Town Code 520-25H, which states no housing site shall be relocated, expanded, or upgraded without zoning board permission. This property is in the RVL zoning district, wants to put a trailer to bed 6 people in the future and a labor camp to bed more people. Septic has been introduced to the health department. Trailer will not be in sight of any neighbors, and only the son will be seeing it, and they want to help to be on site and not have to travel back and forth to work. And the trailer size is going to be 14 by 70, and the town will need a site plan for drainage, electric, water, and other utilities. A public hearing was scheduled for June 21st.
Boy, he was in there, right?
It was a long night.
That's a lot of work. Thank you very much for the detailed reports today. I do appreciate it. Let's see here. Everybody okay with the assignments for next month?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to just read the Friends of Hamlin Beach State Park that Janine so kindly put together report. There is a weekend holiday fee of $9 to enter the park. This will become a daily fee beginning on June 19th. Anyone over the age of 62 can get into the park for free on non-holidays, Monday through Friday. The Friends and Park staff had another successful I Love My Park Day event on the first Saturday in May. A 50-person limit on the number of volunteers was enforced, but a lot of spring cleanup of the beach, campground, every 3 flower bed was accomplished. Okay. Was there a zoning workshop?
Yeah.
And what would you say?
We discussed battery storage for like solar.
That's what it was, yeah. All right, sorry. Anybody have anything else for the Conservation Board tonight? Yes.
The LWRP committee did have a public meeting last Wednesday.
Okay.
And I was there for the early session, which was from 1 to 3. We had a very limited turnout. I don't think there was more than 4 people showed up for that. I don't know what showed up for the evening, but people did have concerns, and they did have some. So we're going to meet Thursday night here for an overview of what happened.
Okay. What were the concerns? Basically, summarize what they were.
Well, some was because of wanting to know about flooding problems and about the drainage along the parkway causing some of the problems. There were other things. I can't remember any specifics. There were things about.
Well, flooding is an issue anyway, but okay.
Yeah.
I attended that in the evening.
Was it Jason?
I attended that in the evening session, and some of the concerns were dealing with access more access to the lake
The lake?
and whatnot. So the people who don't live on the lake might be have access to go fishing and whatnot. So that was a concern. Another one was possibly, I saw in there was having a holiday like parade to the park, during the winter or something just to get people out and about. So there was a lot of different concerns. Some had to do with fishing and whatnot. But I know Jennifer and they compiled the list. So did the woman that runs the meeting, I guess, with you guys. So she took them all and whatnot. But yeah, there was quite a few.
There was quite a few in the evening session?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say when I was there was probably half a dozen or so.
Okay.
But there was a lot of concerns that were written down. A lot of it was trying to get access to water and whatnot.
Sure, I get you. Okay, very good. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Clark. Appreciate that. Anybody have anything else for the Conservation Board tonight, then? No, we have entertained a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Carrie seconded it? All right, very good. We're just gonna carry on and open up the Hamlin Waterfront Advisory Committee and go right into the referrals. And 99 Hamlin Parma Town Line Road with a deck and lean-to. No issues with that?
That has been tabled because it's in a federal wetland.
Okay.
So the contractor is contacting the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay, all right, very good, thank you very much. 3 Summer Haven Drive, renovate existing in-ground pool and existing pool shelter. Any issues with that?
No, it's consistent, no issues with that. It's not in the CHOP or the conservation.
Just trying to make it sound like you're just trying to make improvement to what's already
Yeah,
there.
and then if there's a little like pool house there, they're gonna take the walls and the windows out and just have an open area for them.
Okay, like a gazebo. All right, very good. And then 7748 Newport Drive, aluminum fence and roadside yard. Any problem with that?
No problems because it's in the roadside part of the
It's not sure
property.
the water.
For her dogs, they just moved in
Okay,
and it was consistent.
okay, very good. These are the only 3 that we have, Cheryl?
That's the only 3 that we have
Very
so
good.
far.
So far, okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for any 3 of those things, those projects? No. All right, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
And I'll poll the votes, Cheryl.
Oh, I thought you said
Take the
you'll
poll.
do it. No,
Yeah.
joking. Cindy Love Island, yes. Clark Mahoney. Dave Welch.
Yes.
Terry Whipple.
Yes.
And Steve.
Just trying to keep my toes, you know?
You need to. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. I do appreciate it. Have a good week.
I just,
Sweet.
I'll take care of that.
I just want to introduce myself. My name's Angel Mail. I'm running for Hamlin Town Board. Primary is June 22nd. I really wanted to just come and observe how you guys operate, hear some of your concerns, talk about some challenges that you guys may have, because I really need to understand those to be able to represent the people of Hamlin. I did attend the LWRP meeting. I was pretty inspired by some of the ideas that people have for the lakeshore up there.
Right.
They talked about biking trails, they talked about hiking trails, some fishing access. They talked about maybe a place for people to just be able to sit down somewhere and drink a beer and watch the lake and watch the sunset. The state park is really great for that, but it can be limiting at the same time.
Right.
So it was a pretty insightful meeting, so that's all. I just wanted to introduce
Appreciate
myself real quick.
I've seen your signs around and
Well, now you can put a face to it.
there you go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of sexist. I thought it was kind of sexist, both male.
Oh, well, I know. My kids have come up with some interesting slogans for that, I'll tell you. They're teenage boys, so.
yeah, good luck with them.
Yeah.
Have you any questions for Angel while she's here? Well, if you do, at least you know who she is.
Yep,
and-
yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much, Angel.
Thank you.
Gotta hope my kids are in bed when I get home.
Oh, yeah. But you're gonna be in bed.
I'm gonna go home and lie down. Like,
Oh,
my God. Be lucky if I can get them out of there.
See you later. How's things going over there? Do I need to come over soon?
Well, actually, at
Yeah.
When you find out the date of that auction,
I will
I'd like
definitely.
to